Talking about movies, here we go. It's time to get ready to start the show.
Ooh.
You got a little harmony on that one. That was good today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good job.
Thank you.
Practice in the car on the way here, I can tell.
Non-stop practice.
These practices every week.
Yeah, just look in the mirror and
Oi.
sing to myself.
So what's today's topic, boys?
How we like to consume movies.
I don't like the way that was said.
That's kind of great.
With butter, generally.
Yeah, bread, movie
Spray a little
sandwiches.
salt on top of that.
Ooh.
This was Austin's idea, so we're going to let him start.
Okay, so movies. You know, we all watch movies. That's why we talk about them. So, you know, people watch movies in different ways. Yeah, I really like going to the theater. I got a movie pass. I go to the theater as often as I can. But I also like watching movies at home. I'm a Blu-ray guy. You know, some people prefer like Netflix or you know, streaming. So, you know, I think we should just break that down. So, like, go to the movies. When I go to the movies, I like to go in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day. I like a nice matinee. No one else is in the theater. I saw A Quiet Place. There was no one else around.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it was perfect.
That would have been awesome.
Oh, it was amazing. It was the best possible scenario for seeing the movie A Quiet Place. I got up and changed seats a whole bunch of times. I yelled at the screen like, oh no, there's a nail on the stairs. There's a nail on the stairs. Oh no.
Only movie I've ever seen with nobody else in the theater was a really awkward freshman year date. That was my headphones that you just turned on. It's better now.
I didn't do anything.
It's better now.
Okay,
Whatever
great.
you did. So I saw what's The Lovely Bones was the only movie I ever saw with nobody else in the theater besides the girl that I was with, and she didn't get the movie at all. And it just turned into us like just running up and down the aisles because we could.
Yeah,
it's a very freeing experience.
It's pretty great.
I had two movies like that. I went to see the Pink Panther 2. Nobody there.
Well,
What was it?
Dude, and I saw it like
night, there was no.
I saw it twice in theaters.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't watch the movie.
What is wrong with you?
I was like in late middle school, dude. I got to hold my girlfriend's hand. Are you kidding me? That's why
done
I
that
went.
in a better movie, though.
Yeah, not really. You don't go to those movies thinking, wow, there's gonna be a lot of people. In
The
this
second
theater. You're
time-
like, I want to be alone.
Well, maybe.
You're in
guess.
middle school, dude. You don't want anybody looking at you holding a girl's hand.
That's true.
You get all giddy.
I saw
It's-
Night at the
it's been-
Museum on a date while my dad was sitting next to me.
Dope.
And yeah, it
Who
was
was holding
terrifying.
whose hand?
It's just held the wrong hand.
Is everybody holding
it
each
was really
other's hand?
dark in there, so I don't know what's going on.
She had a very hairy, masculine hand.
That's too funny. What else you got, Austin? Anything?
Well, like, so, how often do you guys go to the movies? And like, when do you
Weekly.
guys? Weekly?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really have to be into what's coming out. Like, I still haven't even seen Infinity War, and
Oh
I
my
really
God.
want to see it. I just
I'll go like if it's something that I've been anticipating for a while, then I'm there opening week. Like I'm trying right now to get Ant-Man and the Wasp tickets. If my girlfriend would fucking answer me, but
Yeah, me
do
neither.
not care about that.
see,
movie.
we
were just talking about
me
this.
and Steve were just saying like I didn't care for the first Ant-Man, but then when I streamed it because that's a movie that I wanted to stream and watch in the comfort of my own home. It was really
Somebody
freaking.
saw you watching it.
Well, it just so like I can sit and have my own opinion about it, but like we saw the first one and I was like really surprised by it, and then his 10 minutes of Civil War-ness, I was like, okay, I want another Ant-Man movie.
Right.
And even though this one,
These
like
trailers don't look
yeah, I mean
good.
the trailer,
They just don't,
the
dude.
trailer doesn't give me anything I haven't already seen a billion times, but like I'm still gonna, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
so
hate
It
the
looks
movie.
like Honey, I Shrunk the Superheroes. That's what it looks
That's
like.
fine. That's fine. It's Ant-Man. What else is it going
Let's
to be?
get Rick
around?
Moranis
Exactly.
up in here.
Yeah.
Be amazing.
That would be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'll go to the movies. I'll be there opening weekend usually for franchises. Usually that's what I'm going
Right.
opening weekend for. Like
Throw
stuff
back
that
to
I'm
an original podcast.
stuff that I'm like already invested in. Like what this is, Ant-Man is going to be what, the 20th Marvel movie? Yeah, 20 I think they're at.
Yeah.
So like I've already seen 19 of them and like I like the majority of them.
Right.
So like that's a movie that I'm perfectly fine with actually setting out a time to go see it. Whereas like I don't know, what's a movie like Deadpool 2 I haven't seen yet. I want to.
It was pretty good.
I want to see it, and it's still out. But so that's a movie that's like, if I have nothing to do that day, maybe I'll go like to a matinee or something.
See, that's one of those movies that I feel like I would rather watch it with a crowd of people. I feel like the energy for those movies is always a lot like better than watching it by yourself. Like the jokes just don't feel like comedies as hard. Well, I mean, but I mean, is
general.
Uh,
that really a full-on comedy? But yeah, comedies. I watch a lot of comedies at home though. I
almost prefer to watch comedies at home because sometimes there are jokes that I won't think are that funny that I kind of just like and then there are jokes that I like I don't know, for some reason I've always thought the more subtle jokes in comedies are always the funniest parts, and I'll cry laughing. Like Superbad.
Yes.
I think the funniest parts of Superbad are Evan's little comments where he's just like by himself, like being awkward, and nobody else seems to think that that's as funny as I do. But like I bust my ass laughing at that stuff, and so like I would almost kind of watch comedies like with my girlfriend, or just like that's I like to stream comedies, like just stuff that's easy to watch. I can kind of be at my own leisure.
Yeah,
but
back when, before you guys were born.
Before Netflix,
definitely before the internet,
800 BN.
So, but it used to be that the big movies only came out in the summer, and then Thanksgiving through Christmas, and that was it. Now it seems like every week is a big movie, something decent size, something important. There's still seasons, there's still big seasons, the same ones I just mentioned, but you can go every week and see something decent.
Yeah.
And so I consume movies in the movie theater weekly. And I can go every week and almost every week and see something that I want to see.
Right. Well, at least see something that's not like the thing you just watched last week.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And there usually are big, event movies too.
Right.
So, and now we were just talking about before the podcast, they are now releasing them Thursday evenings instead of, Fridays.
Which I didn't know that. I didn't know that I thought it was like special event stuff came out on Thursdays, but like
I just don't even get the whole idea behind it. What's the point? You're just making your weekend longer.
for more money.
It's for box office gross.
That's
period.
That's all
100%.
it is.
Let's just have it open on Monday night now. Like, it doesn't matter.
It'll probably
It's still going to go through the weekend.
It'll get to that point.
It will get to that point.
So anyways, I see movies on Thursday nights quite often with a friend of mine. We will go late, and I like seeing movies in the theaters on Thursday nights for those kinds of movies because the audience is also there to see the movie and not just pretend that they're at home.
Yeah.
Which bugs the shit out of me. I have no qualms about getting up in the theater, walking over to somebody and telling them to shut their cell phone off.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that happen.
I almost every time I go to a movie, I have to do that.
I'm the guy that sits in the back and goes, I'm going to say something. 2 hours later.
So
I really wish I said
I
something.
have a quick story if I can interject my weak ass voice into this.
That's okay.
When I took my wife to see The Ring when it came out.
Ooh.
And a Friday night, a horror movie in South Florida.
Yep.
It was the
In
worst.
South Central.
Yeah. Well, no, that's pretty accurate. I'm telling you, it was terrible. And I was the old guy going, "Oh, would you kids quiet down, please? I can't hear the goddamn movie." And so that I would.
I saw Get Out.
The little gang members would be like, "Did you hear that guy? He wants us all to be quiet." Using that
I'm pretty sure they didn't
Eddie
sound
Murphy
like that.
white guy voice.
Like that.
I saw Get Out opening weekend in a very packed Tinseltown theater, and for those of you who don't know Tinseltown, it's huge. There's a billion seats in like one theater, and I was with
actually needed that explanation.
I was there's like one or two theaters in Tinseltown that's not the IMAX, but it's like an amphitheater. There's just seats for everyone in Rochester, but like so I went and saw Get Out, and I was with a group of my friends, and they're all casual moviegoers. I'm like, that's the reason I really have to pick and choose what movies I want to go see in a theater,
right?
Because other people ruin movies for me. I didn't like Get Out as much as everybody else liked Get Out, because everybody in the theater was telling me as the movie was happening how much they liked Get Out. And I'm sitting there and like every joke was like, and then it was like every time something suspenseful was happening, yo, this is crazy. It was like it was the audience saying what you should be feeling as,
or they're talking to the characters on screen.
Yeah,
which is
don't go in there. That really happened. It was like the scene in Scary Movie when she goes to the movies and she watches Shakespeare in Love, and everybody is constantly telling her to shut up, and then they stab her at the end of it before the killer can. Like that was me watching Get Out. So and I'm making all my friends uncomfortable because I'm sitting there the whole time with a red face, going like, I'm gonna kill them. If they don't shut up, I'm gonna say something. And I never do it. Right. So I just sit there and complain about it.
I do, and I'm gonna get myself killed someday. But I do it. Yeah.
No, it's. I mean, that's a good point. Like you said, like I don't mind seeing. I love seeing Marvel movies on opening weekend and before they really went off the rails. DC movies, like when I saw Batman v
after
Superman,
the first one.
Well, like after Batman v Superman, but like I saw Batman v Superman the opening night
where it was like
on midnight
off the rails,
and I was there with people like the trailers were coming up for movies, and the Wonder Woman trailer came up, and people lost their fucking minds, and it was so cool because I've never been in a theater where the crowd gave a standing ovation to a trailer that they had already seen a week before because it was already on the internet.
Sure.
But like people like stood up and clapped for the Wonder Woman trailer, and I was like, oh my God, I'm home. This is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted. And then even as the movie wasn't like Batman v Superman wasn't the best movie I had ever seen, but just the vibe of the theater was really, really great. For sure. Like the most fun I've ever had watching a movie in the theater was The Force Awakens, because just the vibe, it was absolutely packed out.
I get it.
Yeah, it was absolutely packed out. Like, regardless of how anyone feels about that movie, just the vibe of that theater was amazing. When everything went completely black and you just saw the Lucasfilm thing light up, you hear like nobody clapped yet, and it was just like stirring, and then and everybody was like, hats flew up in the air, like dudes are kissing their girlfriends. It was amazing.
The prequels were like that back in the day too. It was huge.
I remember seeing those as a kid, and like you're as the movie's happening, you're like, hey, stop it. But like,
it goes down
but like
quite a bit.
when the movie was about to come on, before you knew what you were going to be seeing, it was like,
that's why you see movies with a crowd. It's for that feeling. I totally agree. If it's a crowd that is appreciative of the movie that's on the screen and are engaged in it the way you are,
then
it's fantastic.
If you're seeing it with a fan base, it's like you're friends with everybody in the theater.
Yeah, right. The best movies experiences I've had with like crowds are like one night only type events where it's like a very specific thing.
I haven't ever been to one.
Oh, okay. Like I went to the Doctor Who 50th anniversary episode was shown in theaters in like 3D, and it was awesome. It's it's Doctor Who. It's real nerdy and real dumb, but like just everyone was there, and they had like a little special like opening thing, like presenting the movie, like thank you for coming out to this movie. And, I was like,
that was a nice thing about Incredibles too. Actually, I know you haven't seen it. This isn't really spoiling anything, but like before the movie, they had everybody, like the big players in the cast. Brad Burr. It was just like a thing. It was like, thank you for being patient. I know you've been waiting, and it was like a personalized message for me. And I'm sitting there as a 23-year-old turning back into an 8-year-old, and I'm like, oh my God, you made this for me. It was amazing.
Welcome.
Yeah,
I'm here for you.
All right, so where are we in the podcast besides way off topic?
I don't think. This seems like
it's sort of.
This was a really loose topic.
I don't know. I liked where it was
We're
going.
about to like talk about what kind of snacks we like to eat. Like, okay,
popcorn and chocolate.
Popcorn and chocolate. So,
and there it goes. So we've started.
Yeah,
I had I don't want to name movie theater names, I guess, but I was at.
Go ahead.
At one of. I was
just
at
rip on.
I was at Eastview's Regal,
dude.
And I really like their theater. They have a wonderful theater.
Yep.
Their pretzels gave me the worst diarrhea I've ever had. my girlfriend loves pretzel nuggets, and I was like, yeah, okay, like pretzel nuggets. That's great. Let's get pretzel nuggets. I'm never getting pretzel nuggets at a movie theater.
Was it the pretzels or the cheese? Because I'm assuming you're
It was the
dipping in
pretzels.
that.
Well, because they mass produce them.
There are things you just don't get at the movie
Yeah,
theater.
I mean, and-
don't get a hot dog at the movie.
Dude, I got corn dogs from a movie theater one time.
I've never done that.
You monster.
Dude, I had to take like steroid medicine after that. It just was not good.
Because the antibiotics weren't strong enough.
They were not, dude. I needed my stomach needed a whole new to grow a whole new stomach basically.
My go-to is always just a Coke and popcorn, though, because especially at Regal theaters. So I go to Regal a lot because I have the rewards thing and you get free stuff, whatever.
AMC too, though, if you get that.
Yeah.
My girlfriend has one, actually. I think she steals her brother's. So
I have a
whatever.
Netflix membership.
But like at the Regal one, they'll do the roller coaster thing before every movie starts, and then it goes through the popcorn, and you're like, oh, that looks really good. And then they have
You're the one person that's targeted.
they literally now have just a Coke commercial where it's nothing. They just pour a Coke into a glass of ice, and you go,
Oh, I'm thirsty.
oh no! Like, I
And
didn't
they
know
put
how-
like 8 microphones around it, so all you can do is hear
literally,
it from
you
like
can-
80 different directions.
And like you can start, then you start smelling it, and you're like, oh, I want Coke so bad. And you're like, I didn't know how thirsty I was before I went to this damn movie. And you were like, I love the feeling of going to a movie and passing the concession stand and not buying anything.
Oh, I don't.
You're just like,
Well, I like it because it's like,
Smug
I
girl.
didn't spend $23
Well,
on something
there's
that
that.
should have cost $5, and like I feel really good about myself. And then
then
the
you have
movie,
to walk of shame it back.
yeah, the movie starts, and you're like, I can't do this. Like I can imagine myself an hour into this movie not having popcorn, and I'm like, I really need popcorn.
The
right now.
real problem is when you finish the popcorn before the movie starts.
Every time. Every
Don't
time.
they do
That's
refills
the
on
only
those
way-
bags though?
On
If
the
you
larges.
get the
The
tub,
lar- yeah.
and if you finish the tub,
I'm assuming that you guys are going hard here.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Not
do.
like
You
getting
get
some
some
small dinky
So-
bags.
so when I go-
for the smalls because
What?
I
I
get stomach
It's still
aches.
gonna cost
the
you
value is
$15,
not
yeah.
good though.
Yeah.
I get stomach aches.
The popcorn
I don't.
by the ounce costs more than filet mignon if you go by the ounce. You
Is
can
that
get
made up or
No,
No, that sounds.
I
that-
actually did that on my radio show this morning.
really?
Did you really?
Yes, it was one of the facts.
Oh my
That's
god.
funny.
By the ounce.
I
Yeah.
also like chocolate though. That's a good point. Like
the sweet and
You do
salty
the
or
mixing?
they work good together.
I never buy candy at the theater.
Oh,
like I
either-
like
either
candy.
do I.
Just
The
fine.
candy-
You can
don't
sneak
tell
candy
anyone.
in.
All right,
Either do
I was gonna say I've snuck candy in
all the time.
different, yeah.
Every single time.
but I never remember to buy it beforehand. Like I don't.
Fool.
Right. See, and that's
That's got to be your
that's where
routine.
having a
Right.
girlfriend comes in
There you go.
because she brings a purse that's bigger than
the
her.
purses. Dude, those
great.
purses.
And they can't do anything. They're like, "Is there anything in there?" And she goes, "No," and walks away with a smile. And they're like, "Yeah, there is, but just
big,
go
like-
ahead." Like,
Giant duffel bag purses they got.
My girlfriend will just be like, "Tampons, want to see?" And they'll be like, "I'm good.
yeah, see,
I'm
that's
fine."
another bonus of being a girl. You can just say whatever you want. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
And I'm just like, I guess that's fine. It's not. You can have
Lady
it.
products.
Yeah, lady products.
Right.
Real.
My lady products are
do you-
M&M's.
So how do you guys feel about like streaming a movie that you didn't pay for? Pirating a movie, like so I'm
feel like this could be
really
its own
against doing
topic.
it, but like I was thinking about like Solo. If somebody just so happened to give me a link that had Solo,
But you don't want
a Star
that movie
Wars
to
story.
succeed anyway.
I don't want that
why
movie
you
to
don't
have my
okay,
money.
yeah.
That's the thing is like I'm okay with pirating a movie that I fundamentally disagree with paying money to see. But
you still
I'm
want
kind
to
of
see?
I'm kind of curious. I don't want to see it. I just want to. I want to have.
You
an
want to
opinion.
confirm your bias.
Exactly. And
I would
and
love for
I
him to
really,
come back to this podcast after watching and be like, guys,
I liked
I
it.
fucking liked it.
Yeah, but like I
It was
can't-
great.
It's the Ready Player One of Star Wars movies.
I can't. I don't know.
He's never gonna. He's never gonna let you.
That's
let that
never
one down.
that's never gonna go away. Speaking of Ready Player One, though, that was a movie that I saw that in 3D, and actually, I'm not crazy about seeing 3D
I hate
movies.
3D.
It gives me headaches, but like Ready Player One for the first time was a movie that like I told people if you are gonna go see it in 3D because the feeling that I had where it's like the whole movie is people putting on like Oculus Rift glasses
Right.
in reality and then taking them off and whatever. So the feeling of putting on the 3D glasses being in that movie, and then the movie ends and you take them off, it was like, whoa, that was like really weird. That was like a whole meta thing I just did. It was like, that was the only time I've ever seen a movie in 3D. That and Avatar. Because I think Avatar is a movie you have to watch in high definition.
Or not watch at all, because it's a piece of shit.
It's a piece of garbage. I will say, though, the only thing I enjoyed about that movie was the 3D. However, I also saw Ready Player One in 3D, and the 3D was not that impressive.
I guess it was just the glasses.
There's nothing that he likes about that
just
movie.
The glasses thing for me is what I was getting at.
Yeah, he was just going with the meta thing.
I'd like to know what we're talking about.
So,
we had gotten
a movie.
snacks, and then
Are we still in snacks?
Did you say what you like for snacks? Do you like snacks?
Yeah, they're all right.
You don't have like a snack of choice.
What's that?
I said, should you even be here today?
Well, I'm starting to think
not.
he never even watches.
No, honestly,
movies.
dude, gummy bears are the thing I go with.
Nope.
Yeah,
I can't love gummy bears. I don't know why. They're not allowed snack.
You go.
They're not allowed snack. That's a good point.
I always
Except
feel
for when
weird,
you
like,
decide to open the bag in the middle of the fucking movie.
I do it
You
before,
open
and
up
I
during
pour
the
it out. I
previews.
pour it out into the box.
Or before the previews, if you get there before the previews.
Yes.
I don't like letting everybody around me know that like I'm snacking hard. I
don't give a shit.
I
don't need that, man. I don't need to like look at that guy down there like I get it. You're shoveling popcorn into your face.
That was me.
Handful.
That was me.
Well, how are you no better than the guy texting?
You know, you ever have to?
I'm a quiet chewer.
Okay, yeah.
No, because here's the deal. During quiet scenes of the film, I'm aware of my own volume. I will not. I'm not rude to the people around me. I refuse to be because I would punch somebody like me if they were
action scenes.
Well, it's like when an action scene is happening and you're like because like no one can hear you, but then all of a sudden it goes to a cave scene and it's like you're like you feel like people are listening to you chew well, and they probably are. But like,
they're looking at you like.
I also speaking of sneaking stuff in, I'll usually sneak in like a soda or something, and everybody knows if you have a can of soda in the theater knows the guy snuck something in. That and my aunt used to we used to be a weekly thing with my aunt because she babysat me when I was a kid. That we would go to like a kids movie, like we'd do like a 2:00 kids movie on like a Tuesday or something. And she used to make bags of popcorn and like put them in Ziploc bags. So
my mom used to do that.
But you could hear she would bring a book bag, and then as the movie was going on, she was awful to watch movies with. But like as the movie was starting, you'd hear, "Okay, pass this down," and then like, zzz, and then like, "Okay, whose is this?" And it was this like it would turn into like
such a process.
It was like a lunch being passed out to each kid in the movie theater,
right?
But I mean, that was a simpler time. That was when less people went to go see movies on Tuesdays, I guess. But
yeah.
Tuesdays. You know, actually, Wednesdays are better than Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
Wednesdays, nobody does anything.
Right.
So.
And Tuesdays are the discount movie days at Regal AMC in Tinseltown or Cinemark. So you get Tuesdays, then people go.
Yeah, but, Tuesdays I've seen a couple movies, actually.
But Wednesdays, no one goes on Wednesday.
I like going as late as possible because I have I don't have the option to go during the day. Mm-hmm. But I go as late as possible when hopefully there are no children in the theater.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are, but
I might go see Incredibles that way because
I was just gonna say
the matinees are not.
I
saw it at 8:30, and there were still way too many damn kids in the theater.
I saw it at like around like 8:00 also.
Oh yeah, I saw it at like 5. And there
were parents talking to their kids like throughout the movie.
Oh yeah,
and I'm just like, yo, you guys
should know better.
Need to leave,
right?
Like, I mean, I'm like in my 20s, dude, and I'm interested in watching this. I don't care about your kids right now, dude.
I also get
they weren't even born yet.
I also get really offended by how people react to what's going on screen. This is horrible. The most specific example I can think of is Saving Private Ryan. You've all seen, I assume.
Okay, yeah, I saw it.
I have not.
Love that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Come on.
I know, I have it. I got it on Blu-ray. It's sitting on my shelf. Like, I want to watch that.
You should have watched it yesterday.
I should have. I don't want to. Oh, yeah, because, 4th of July. Yeah.
Anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That thing.
Anyhow, sorry, spoiler.
Oh, Jesus.
Early in the film, they're storming the beaches of Normandy. And
Ruined.
There's a soldier.
Don't tell me who wins.
He's been dead the whole time.
There's a soldier who his arm's been either blown off or shot off or whatever, and he's in shock. You know he's in shock.
Yeah.
And he's looking around him to try to find his arm, and he finds it and picks it up, and he's just like staggering around. And I saw this. Well, so I was working in a movie theater at the time. I actually built the film back when it was not just on a.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty
like
cool.
The actual films. Yeah. I built the film.
You made Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. Long story short, though, that there was a delivery issue that usually the movies would come in Thursday nights, and then you'd put them together Thursday nights, watch them, make sure they're put together properly, and then Fridays they start showing. Well, we didn't get the films until Friday morning, so I went in early, built all the films, and then I had a 5 o'clock shift. I decided to watch the movie before my shift, so I'm watching the movie in a packed movie theater.
Yeah.
And these two teenagers in front of me started laughing because of the guy on screen.
The arm guy?
Yeah. And
It's not like funny though, so I don't get that. It's
Well,
a very gruesome scene. That whole scene is
it's
like
extremely
unsettling.
gruesome. I think they were laughing at the fact that he was staggering around looking for his arm.
Oh yeah.
So, obviously it didn't hit me like that, though. I was,
well, because you were paying attention to the movie.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a human
what was
being.
happening.
Because I'm a human
You
being.
were old enough to have empathy.
Right. Anyways, and luckily I wasn't wearing my manager name badge that day because I stood up, leaned over them, and I said, "You will show some fucking respect."
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You went full veteran dad on
Oh,
that.
I did. And I was like, your age then. I was like 25. Yeah. I literally leaned over. You will show some fucking respect. Shut your fucking mouths.
What did they say?
Okay.
They just kind of shrunk into their shirts and
enjoyed the
that was
rest of
it.
it.
Yeah, right.
Terrified of the man
And
sitting behind them.
and then I sat down and I thought to myself, I could have just lost my job.
Wait, you were on the clock while that happened?
No, I wasn't on the clock, but I was wearing. I had my suit on and everything. I was,
That's
yeah.
so funny.
They probably
Luckily-
thought that they were
luckily-
in trouble with the theater people. They were like,
yeah.
somebody called the theater
It
security.
probably would have been
and-
better if you had the manager.
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. But they shut up anyway.
Yeah, who
so
would
it was-
they complain to?
Right, that's a good point.
We're going to tell your manager.
Well, I
and
was-
then they come up to you after the movie like,
I wasn't the general manager at the time. I was just assistant manager.
Assistant
you were
to
the ass
regional
man?
manager.
Assistant to the regional. Thanks, Dwight.
That's so funny though. Like you turned into like.
Oh, I did.
You
I
were
totally
the
did.
veteran watching Saving Private Ryan,
yeah.
having flashbacks, and
Yeah.
two punk ass kids. I stormed Normandy for you.
Yeah, it just pissed me off. I mean,
No, I mean that's I've one of my buddies like has this obnoxious laugh where he thinks stuff is hilarious, and I can't remember what
that's
movie
what
it
happens
was.
when you
but
think stuff's hilarious. You laugh.
well, he's got like a Joker laugh. Like he like when he thinks something is really funny or ridiculous, he'll like it's like that. So
I hope
like
he listens.
no, he doesn't. so
Keep listening.
I'm sure you've told him it's annoying and
several times
Yeah.
to his face. Well, he does it. But there have been movies where he does that. Like he'll see something ridiculous in the theater. It was actually Gone Girl. Has everybody seen Gone Girl?
I have not.
Okay, well, there's a scene
not going to,
where
though.
there's a guy who's doing it with a lady, and as it's all part of a scheme, but like as he is finishing, she cuts his throat open, and it's watching it happen, you're like, that's exactly what that would look like, because his face is like pure ecstasy turned into, oh, I'm dying, and then he's gone because his whole throat is ripped open. But like
Patrick Harris is
and
dead,
like
dude.
yeah, and it's don't tell him who it is.
He's not gonna watch it.
I might.
You won't.
There's
Okay.
You haven't even
there's
watched Saving
blood.
Private Ryan yet.
There's
I'm
blood
going to.
spraying everywhere, and like it's you don't expect it at all. It's out of nowhere, and then so and I'm sitting there watching it like, what? And my buddy starts dying laughing, and nobody else in the theater was laughing. And I slapped him in the arm, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill you. Like this is amazing cinema, and you just ruined it. And then like I was watching like behind the scenes for that scene. They're like, we took like a month to practice that in like a sound stage, and it was like a big deal. And I'm like, yeah, my friend laughed at it. Like, fuck you, man.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like Have you ever just made someone laugh at an inappropriate part in a movie? Just,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
when
just
the
for
movie's
funsies?
bad,
But yeah,
and
well,
you need to
usually the
entertain
movie's
yourself.
pretty
Right,
bad,
like
so I
bad
have to like
film.
do that.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
movie?
You know, so the opening scene of that movie is not funny because it's his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Dying of cancer,
Yeah.
and
Jesus.
she's in the bed.
Where are you going with this?
And she's bald, and I was like, oh, "What kind of alien is that?"
What a douche.
And my friend started laughing real hard.
And then he looks like the asshole to everybody else.
Because nobody knew you said anything.
That's okay.
It's like this hospital bed, and then this kid in the background.
Oh no, he wasn't keeping it in.
busted out laughing.
He just boom.
Forgot where he was.
Yep.
That's terrible.
I
That's pretty
felt
funny,
sort of bad about it, but I didn't.
That's pretty.
All right, wrap it up. We're going to take a vote. Who would rather see a movie in a theater than streaming?
If it comes down to it,
I'm like
will-
50-50.
yeah,
it's
for
one
me
thing
too.
or another.
It will always depend on the movie and the projected audience of that movie. But for me, I think if I had to have a choice, I would always rather just watch a movie on my own first.
Ideal circumstances of both, though.
Ideal circumstances.
Seeing a movie opening night with nobody in the theater.
Seeing a movie opening night with a lot of people in the
Ideal.
theater who likes
Yes,
that movie.
that's your
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Like tonight, I really would like to see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
if
I
your
know.
girlfriend ever
Yeah,
gets back
if
to
my
you and you
girlfriend
can
ever
get
gets back
dates.
to me, she's going to hear this 3 days from now, and I guess we'll see. But like,
And you're going to be like, well, we could have gone to see it.
exactly, I stared at her the whole time I'm saying it. But like, you go to see a Marvel movie opening weekend with people who laugh at the right times that they should be laughing, who are quiet at the right times they should be quiet, and who stand up and clap at the end of it, and then everybody waits during the credits and talks about the movie. Like that's my favorite thing. I love that.
Yep.
But I don't like crowded movie theaters if it's a general audience. So
I totally get it.
So like if it's a general movie that doesn't have a huge fan base of a following, I would always rather just watch it on my own and form my own opinion
Fair.
about it.
I would rather watch it in an empty movie theater than watching it at home.
Oh yeah, but yeah,
But yes.
it's so
Yeah,
hard to get that.
Agreed. When I worked at the movie theater, I'd just stay till 3 a.m. and
Yeah,
watch
right,
it myself. But whatever.
Nice.
Great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
That sounds
Anyways,
super cool. But yeah, I prefer a movie theater. I actually find I can make it ideal for the most part. Like there are movies that I go see in Pittsford because I know the audience there will be just some old people in the middle of the afternoon.
I think I've only ever seen old people at
and
Pittsburgh
you know what?
movies. I saw
They're
Napoleon
great.
Dynamite
Yeah.
with like old people.
I
at
saw-
Pittsburgh.
except for
Still
when
love
they
that
come
movie.
in after the trailers have started and it's too dark for them to see,
And they have to have
and
an
they're
attendant.
talking to each other about trying to find their seat. Yeah.
That's bad, but
Well, you said you didn't want to sit too close, Margaret.
you know,
We gotta go up these stairs.
I saw the death of Stalin there recently, and that was a great experience because everyone there was just a whole bunch of old people.
Everybody
I
there
wanted to
knew
see that.
Stalin.
They remembered
so-
it.
You're right. Yeah, and you know
And they
what?
were like, this is exactly how this happened.
and they laughed at the right points. It was great. Which, by the way, that movie is a comedy. That's not like that wasn't like.
Oh, you're right. It is. I thought you were
You didn't
making a
have
joke.
somebody like
No.
pissed off like, oh, that's my Stalin.
I remember seeing a trailer now, and it is a comedy. Yeah, no, because
Yeah.
I thought The Death of Stalin, it's like a black and white documentary
Right.
with like
Yeah, no, it's a
Kevin Costner narrating over it. Like,
it's a black comedy, like Barbershop.
Or Medea.
Yeah,
I got that.
That's a
You got it.
different kind of black
yeah.
comedy.
That was the joke. Hey, I did it.
I get it too.
Yeah, good.
I was there.
All right,
All right.
you.
I already said it. I'm
50-50.
About 50-50.
Oh,
yeah,
50-50, that's right.
Oh, because like
The non-committal.
Well, I went.
Yeah.
Well, I went to because
Doesn't
I
even
went
watch
to see
movies,
the
so I
Last
don't know.
Jedi on opening night, and this is why I was going to chime in on your story. I went to see it on the opening night with actually like a group of friends who all were like, "We want to fucking see this movie."
Yeah, same.
Like we're excited to see
Yep.
this movie. This one of my friends brought his girlfriend, who I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she'd never seen a single Star Wars movie because she didn't know what the fuck was happening, and she made it very clear to him
That she
by
didn't know.
asking him 100 questions, and instead of being the friend to everybody, instead of like being a good boyfriend, he decides to answer every single question instead of just being like, "Shh."
In like full
literally-
detail.
I'm telling you, he would be like,
Oh my
yeah,
God, I'd shoot
no,
someone.
we don't know who her
I
parents
don't care
are
how
right
good
now,
a
but
friend.
Oh no, Han Solo actually died in the last one. Yeah. I know you keep seeing him on these posters, but yeah, he's not. Yeah, no. That's the guy from the first 3, the original. He was the first.
Yeah, no.
He was the guy who.
I don't care.
No, his dad was the bad guy in the original. Now he's supposed to be the
PSA to
dude.
anyone
I'm
listening.
telling you, I had to like look over and be like, if you guys do not shut up, I'm going to throw you out one by one.
We'll end on a PSA for anyone listening. It doesn't matter how great of a relationship you have.
Oh, they broke
you
up.
shut up during a movie.
Amen.
Different reasons, I'm pretty sure, but they broke up.
All right, Austin, sing us out.
This has been Rock Vox talking about movies. I think it was pretty groovy.
Don't talk in
The
movies.
end.
So talking movies.